It is September 23rd, 2016. This is Mrs. Wilkoskis in the library, and this is creating a citation for a work of art. And it's a little different than was even last year. It's actually a little bit easier. Um, so I'm assuming you already know how to get to the library haiku page. Remember, our remote's password page is right here. So there's a couple different places you can get to Noodle Tools on the library website, but one of them is Writing Resources. It's always there. You want to go. The reason you want to go through haiku to get to Noodle Tools or Noodle Bib, and you can do it. You can just Google it and get there, but you can't access the subscription that Pius is paid for unless you go through the Pius website. Otherwise, it's gonna prompt and ask you for money, and you don't want to do that because we've already paid for it for you. So use our subscription, because when you do, then you can save all your projects. When you don't, it'll form. You can use Noodle Tools. Without a subscription, but it doesn't save anything. So if you have to make a change, you have to start over each and every time. So I've already created a project called Noodle Roman Mosaic. Let me go back. Let me just show you how I did that. Go back. I just clicked new project and I typed it Roman Mosaics. Actually, let's do that again so you can see. New projects. I'll call it Mosaic this time. And this is where you choose what kind of citation style. Okay. Oftentimes you only need like junior, but work of art is a little different. It's not harder. It's just not part of the junior set, I think. So hit submit. And then every time you go to Noodle Tools and log in, you'll be able to pull up all the work that you've done previously. There are lots of things you can do in Noodle Tools, but I think for this project, really, you're only going to be looking on creating citations. You don't need to make note cards, and it's very, very powerful to do a research paper and something like this, but that's not what you need for today. So we're going to create a new citation, and we're using ArtStore, which is an art database. So we're going to get database. You want to click work of visual art. Okay, so this is what's a little funky to me. Name of database is ArtStore. Well, I'll start, watch what I do. Okay, there's ArtStore. Okay, it'll pop up this little yellow triangle if there's something wrong with it. Okay, or they think there's something wrong with it. And they're actually suggesting right here what that should be. So there we go. The other thing you want to do is grab the URL of ArtStore, which we'll do that in a second. I would just grab it from right up here and put it right there. Okay. If you're creating the citation on the day that you access the information, you just click today and it'll fill in today. Okay, so most of the art that you're dealing with in this Roman Mosaic project, you don't know the author, so you just leave it blank. In the citation, you can't fill in something you don't know. So even if it's frustrating because you're like, oh, wait a minute, aren't I supposed to put that in? No, you only put in what you know. So here's the title. And there's a title. It's not a painting. It is an installation, which is kind of funky because when we talked about using ArtStore and mosaics, I think they should be identified as installations, but ArtStore doesn't seem to identify them as installations. It seems to identify them as architecture. But here in the citation, I think you need to identify it as an installation. Okay, let's see. It says right here, first letter of the word Mori should most likely be capitalized. Okay. And I think that's true in MLA, that all words are capitalized except and, the, but. There's a few things. I can't remember what they all are, but all these types of words, capitalize them. Date created, that kind of leads you astray, but when you click on it, you can see you don't have to put in a year. You could put a time period. You could put in a range. So this one just says 1st century CE. So I would grab it, copy, paste it, 1st century CE. Okay. If you use examples online of works of art citations, up until this newest edition that just came out, you had to put place of repository, which means what museum was it held in. That is not true in the 8th edition of MLA. So really, we're done. This makes it really, really easy. So I click, because I don't have a title, an artist here. I do know the name of the database, the URL. If there was a permalink, or if you were doing your PhD thesis, you'd have to give the big long URL. That's not true typically in high school. You're telling somebody the URL of the database. So we're going to hit submit. And now let me make this bigger so you can see it. Here it is. You can copy it and paste it into whatever you want to copy and paste it into. If you were doing multiple, here's the place where if you were doing a works cited list, you could export it into Word and it would give you a whole works cited list. But I don't think that's necessary because you're just trying to cite this one piece of art. So hopefully that is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. What's nice about this is once you've logged out and logged back in, it's still going to be here. You're not having to start again. Let me know if there's any questions. I'm always here to help.